can imagine, I have my thoughty thoughts. That's not a good one.
Thoughty thoughts.
That's not a good one. We don't want to use that. Hey everyone, welcome to today's video. Today we are going to be doing a full review of a bunch of eye products from Victoria Beckham Beauty. I have been testing out these products for the past 4 weeks, so as you can imagine, I have thoughts about all of these items that we are going to talk about today. So let's go ahead and get started. The first one that we're going to talk about is a product that I actually really don't like. So as you guys can imagine with all of my videos, I do try to end the videos on a high note, so I tend to be like, let me talk about the things I didn't like first, and then close out with products that I did like. This is the Featherfix Liquid Lifting Brow Gel, and I have this in the shade Light Brunette. It is a really, really beautiful kind of like taupey shade, and that is pretty much where the good ends. So I'm going to apply this in my brows, and you guys are hopefully going to be able to see on camera why I hate this brow gel. The problem with this brow gel is that it is an extremely liquidy version. And do you see, and hopefully I'm gonna get super close here so you guys can see this. Do you guys see how there are literally little beads of this liquidy brow gel at the top of my brow hairs? Like, this is the weirdest brow gel of all time. It is extremely liquidy, and no matter how many times you try to brush this through, what winds up happening is your brow hairs clump together. God, I hate how this looks. But your brow hairs clump together with the gel, and then it winds up just looking somehow like you added a liquid to this. And so I just don't like this brow gel. I can't get along with it. I don't know if it would be one of those situations where I'd actually like the clear version a little bit more, but as far as I'm concerned, this is not something that you need to be spending any money on. I will say that if you manage to like get the globs out of your hair, this winds up being an okay brow gel, except, well, in the way that it looks, except that I still didn't like it because I didn't feel like it held up my brow hairs throughout the day either. So all in all, this is a not great product. Now that I need to test how my eyebrows look, let me go ahead and move on to my eyes and talk about products that I really enjoy. This one is her Eyewear. This is the Longwear Crease Proof Eyeshadow Stick, and I have this in the shade Caramel. This is a beautiful shade. It is one of those warmer, more golden, bronzy shades that perfectly passes for like a daytime smoky eye if that's what you're looking for. One thing I do want to say in terms of packaging is that Victoria Beckham always kills it in the packaging department. Everything always just feels really expensive. This is a metal component. The way that it twists up is very nice. This actually reminds me a lot of the By Terry eyeshadow stick. So if you are a fan of that formula or that component, this is very similar to that. And I'm just gonna take this in really light motions. One of my favorite things about this cream eyeshadow stick is that it is extremely buildable. I like to build this in very, very light layers. In that way, it reminds me a lot of the Milani cream eyeshadow sticks. Obviously, I know that like there's a huge price difference between like Victoria Beckham and Milani, but I just wanted to point it out there that like with some of these softer, more buildable formulas, it really is nice to go in with light layers and build up the impact. This makes it so that it's really easy for you to customize exactly how much color you want and how much pigmentation you want on your lids, which again, to me is really nice because for me, it just kind of feels like it gives you more options, right? So like even if you're using a deeper shade like this, you can go really, really light-handed and go for a very natural daytime look. I'm gonna go ahead and use this and just smoke out my lower lash line here. Now that a few seconds have passed, I'm going to go in with my second coat of the cream eyeshadow stick, and you guys can start to see how I layer this to become a little bit more of a nighttime look. And so you can just compare between my right eye that has 2 coats on it and my left eye that only has 1. You really start to see that pigmentation come through. And again, what I really like about this cream eyeshadow stick is how easy it is to use. You can literally see, like, I'm not even using a brush to get rid of the lines. I'm literally just using my finger and kind of going over this in like a pat motion, maybe a little bit of dragging just to kind of get it to blend. But again, a very, very easy product to use. The other thing that I really enjoy about this cream eyeshadow stick as well is that it does last throughout the entire day. You guys know that Longwear eye makeup is like the most important thing to me. I cannot deal with creasing, cannot deal with fading, cannot deal with smudging. And so this product definitely passes that test. To match with this caramel eyeshadow stick, I actually picked up another one of her eyeliners in the shade Cinnamon, and so you can see that these two play very, very beautifully together. You can see that they both lean a little bit more on that bronzy, warmer side. The Cinnamon is obviously a little bit deeper, which makes it really great for creating definition with your eyes. So I'm actually gonna go ahead and tightline my eyes with this, just to give my eyes a little bit more of a pop. And now you guys know, again, I actually did a battle between the Lisa Eldridge eyeliners and the Victoria Beckham eyeliners, and this one actually wound up being the champion in terms of wear time. I do still think that the Lisa Eldridge colors are better, if I'm being totally honest, because Burnt Umber still rules all. But in terms of like duration of like wear time and everything, the Victoria Beckham eyeliners really cannot be beat. So I'm just placing this into my waterline and my tightline to ensure that I have a decent amount of definition. And so you can see Cinnamon and Caramel together are both really, really beautiful shades. Okay, the next product we're going to talk about is something that is really, really special, because I think out of everything in Victoria Beckham's eye collection line, whatever, I think this is the one that I'm like, okay, everything else, like if you don't want to buy everything else, that's fine. But this one, I think you do need to get. So this is her lid Lustre, and I have this in the shade Tea Rose, which is like the most incredible, unique shade of all time. It is in a glass component, so it's very beautiful. Obviously, just kind of looks like it's an eyeshadow pot here. When you look at this in the pot, I'll be totally honest with you, it's like, it doesn't scream anything special, okay? It's when you swatch it and actually apply it to your eye that you start to see something really special come through here. And this was the first time that I was like, oh, shnikes, maybe Victoria Beckham really does know color, because that honestly is what sets makeup brands apart from each other these days for me. Is like, I judge hardcore about how you do your browns. Like if your browns are very normal, like just chocolatey, cool tone brown, I'm like, okay, great. Like there's a million of those on the market, but when you can come out with something that's more of like a warmer brown that also has a little bit of pink in there, which you can imagine now that I'm describing the shade of this Tea Rose, oh my God, that's when you really capture my attention. And so this is Tea Rose swatched on the back of my hand. You can see, first of all, that glimmer is out of this world, and it does translate beautifully onto the eye. But what's really special about this, as I'm moving my hand around, is do you see how it keeps reflecting from like a deeper brown to then this beautiful shade that I can only describe as like a beautiful rose tone? Like this is a very, very special shade. Now, the thing that's really nice about this topper is obviously it is beautiful on its own. Like if you just have an eyeshadow primer and just apply this on top and like tap it and sweep it with your fingers onto your eye, looks great. What I really like doing is if I want to take this look that I feel is relatively daytime and I want to turn it into a nighttime look, I layer this on top of the cream eyeshadow stick, and like, holy moly, is it beautiful. So I'm gonna go ahead and do that now. And so what I'm doing is I'm just taking this on my finger. Again, I feel like that is the best way to apply any kind of eye topper. Like it's just forego the brushes. The finger is the best way to do this. And I'm just sweeping and tapping this across my lid. And you can just see that it took this eye look and bumped it up to like a million. The glitter is starting to flash in the lights. It's a little bit of a deeper tone. It made it a little bit more cool tone, which for me, I'm like all about the cool tones for like nighttime looks, especially when I'm doing a smoky eye. But what's nice about this is, again, it's not so cool tone that you look dead, you know? It actually has a little bit of warmth to it that still kind of gives you a little bit of brightness, in my opinion, that again is just so, so special. The nice thing about this eye topper as well is that I do not notice a lot of fallout throughout the night. So one of the things about the glitter shades is that it frustrates the shit out of me when it looks beautiful when you first apply it, and then throughout the night you wind up looking like you belong in Twilight because all of a sudden you just have like glitter flecks all over your face. That does not happen with this eye topper. This is a really special formula and a really, really special shade. Okay, and the final product that we are going to be talking about is her mascara. This is the Vast Lash Smudge Free Volumizing Mascara. Now, I do want to say that she has another mascara. This is the second one that she came out with. The first one, which I'll put in a little picture here, I had a very, very long time ago. I hated that mascara. It did absolutely nothing for your eyes, and you guys know, like for me, makeup's got to do something to your face. Like it's got to give you a little bit of extra something, because if I'm going to go through the effort of applying something to my face and it does nothing, like no. I really like this mascara for a second version of the Victoria Beckham like mascara. This one obviously is a lot more volumizing than the first one that she came out with. What I have noticed about her mascaras is that, man, Victoria Beckham really likes herself like a curved wand, and so you can see here that it does have that familiar C shape that we really like, so that way it really enables you to hug every single one of your lashes as you are applying this mascara. One of the things that I really like about this formula is that the pigmentation of this is like black. So if you are really looking for a very, very pigmented mascara, I would highly recommend checking this one out. The one thing I will say about this mascara though is that it is also, as black as it is in terms of pigmentation, it is also a very, very wet formula. If you are somebody who likes a drier, more moussey mascara, you are not going to like this one. I definitely struggled with what I feel like is a decent amount of clumping when I first started using this mascara. It has improved quite a bit actually as I've had it open, mostly just because I have a feeling that the formula is like, you know, drying out to the point where it's getting to like that point where it's like, okay, it's an okay amount of wetness, but when you first open up this mascara, it is a little bit daunting. So I do feel like sometimes you wind up with these clumps that are just kind of annoying and a little bit hard to get rid of. I find myself with this mascara not wanting to apply too many coats because I just don't want to get to the point where it looks like I have like 5 lashes. So this mascara, to be totally honest, is not one that I am like 100% bought in on. I think there are a lot of other mascaras out there that I like more than this one. The one thing that I wanted to say about this mascara as well though, that is not something that you can tell obviously like in the camera while I was applying it, is that I do think that this actually qualifies as a tubing mascara because it is super easy to remove at night. So if you're somebody where you're really worried about like your lash health and you're kind of worried that like you don't want to be tugging and accidentally like pulling out your eyelashes as you're removing your mascara at night, this one is super, super duper easy to remove. And so I do actually think in the past couple of weeks that I've been using this, I have noticed that I have had less fallout on my lashes, mostly just because again, with the ease of removing this, like you're just not sitting there like tugging at your lashes trying to get that mascara off. So that is a huge, huge plus for this mascara. Do I think that this mascara is entirely worth the price? Probs not. Okay, I think there are a lot of other mascaras out there in the market that are just as good, just as volumizing. But again, the plus side of this one is how easy it is to remove, and then the fact that it doesn't smudge or flake throughout the day. So in summary, the one product that I would not recommend you purchase is the eyebrow gel. Really just cannot stand this. This is going into like my collection of things to remember of like things that I don't like, okay? And then the product that I would highly recommend checking out is definitely this eye topper. The lid Lustre is just such a cool product. And again, I would only recommend it in this tea rose shade because I just think it's so special. There really isn't anything else like it on the market. Every time I put it on my eyes, like I just feel like it is that perfect balance of smoky and warmth, and it's just so delicious. So I would highly recommend checking out this lid Lustre for sure. And that pretty much wraps up this video. If you guys like this video, please feel free to like this video, subscribe to our channel, and follow us over on Instagram, and I will see you guys in next time's video. That was kind of odd, but all right. Okay, see you guys later. Bye.